Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the first official album by UK DJ, producer, singer S.G. Lewis, and his album called Times. So I am a huge fan of him. I love pretty much every song that he's released. I got into him with Dawn, because, okay, let me back up. First off, so there is one of his biggest things that he has, or one of the things that I really love about him is that he had this thing where he released like 3 EPs that are supposed to be his actual album, and each EP was different names, like one was Dusk, one was Dark, and one was Dawn. And they were supposed to come together as an album together, but I guess something must have happened to where it never ended up happening. So instead, we have individual EPs. And those EPs was when I got introduced to him. More Dawn first, and then I went backwards. And I love his sound, I love his voice, I love the chill sound that he kind of brings to it, and I love that he knows how to collectively put songs together. Like each EP sounded exactly the way you think it would sound. We have Dusk, where it has that kind of like it does feel like it's in the atmosphere feels very dusk, like in the beginning of them, like before the dawn kind of thing. Is it? God, guess I gotta know which one is which. Anyway, and then it goes into Dark, which has more of a darker kind of a tone, mood towards it. And then it goes to Dawn, which has a weird kind of a relief towards it. I feel like Dusk has more of I think it's the closest hard-hitting one, and then it goes to more smooth and dark kind of tones with Dark, and then it goes into Dawn, where it kind of gives you that weird kind of release end to it, and kind of a calm down direction, which I really, really love. And on the EP of Dawn came my favorite song of all time from him, Blue. And it's so good, it's a complete mood. It takes you to a complete different world. And then it has a great kind of like slow down, like ending that's just, it's just amazing. It's out of this world. Anyway, speaking of out of this world, this album, Times, is amazing. It's great. I'm so happy that it worked well, because in my head I was like, I wasn't really expecting you to release an album. I kind of thought you were just kind of doing singles and singles and singles. So now, but he officially released an album, and I love it. It's a complete ode to disco. But it's in the best way. I'm sorry. I'm so excited over talking about this. I'm like just going all over the place. But it's so organized, is what I want to say. It's just so organized. It starts off with Time with Rhye, featuring Rhye, and it just kicks you into like, oh, it has, there was harmony in music, there was harmony in the behavior of people, and they had a good time. And then it goes into the song, and it just sounds so good. The whole album makes you want to escape, it makes you feel very nice, and just the upbeat, it makes you want to dance. Like, I can completely hear this whole track being played throughout the club, like the full-on track. Like, I would wish they would have a whole, like, S.G. Lewis kind of play party kind of thing, or listening party kind of thing at a club. It would be so amazing. He has some great bops, and he has great bops in this one too. Some of the songs I really like, which is pretty much all of them. Time, I love Time. Feet the Fire featuring Lucky Daye. Really love that one. And that one actually grew on me. I wasn't really feeling it at first, and I definitely didn't feel it at first, because it just didn't feel like anything for a minute, and then the production just grew and grew and grew, and I got it after, like, by the second verse, I think I definitely got it. I was like, okay. That one I love. One more featuring Nile's Rodgers, amazing, and I love the whole duality of the what ifs with the song. It's pretty much talking about how he is at a club, he's hanging out. I think he's hanging out by himself or whatever, but he sees a girl, she's really cute, and there's this connection that he feels like they have, but he sees it in 2 different roads. One road, which is both are very common, one road which happens a lot, which is you meet somebody, they're really cute, but you're both intoxicated. So and then they see somebody else that they're friends with, and like, oh my god, blah, blah. So you run off. And, when you're in the disco, when you're in the club, it gets very crowded, and you can easily get lost and not get lost. You can easily lose your friends. And so I feel like in this time, it also happens with crushes, people that you're into. You can definitely lose them if you just met them, and then you go into a space where they go off, you don't see them again, and they're just sitting there, it's like, well, what do I do now? Like, what do I do now? I felt like we had a connection, then she just ran away to say hi to a friend, but then it really kind of, I don't know, it felt like that type of thing happens so often, especially with friends or people you just met, and then they go away, you're like, oh, I didn't really find you the whole night, but the party must keep going, because then he's like, I go out, smoke a cigarette, talk to this guy, or talk to these people, they're like, let's go to the next party, and they're like, cool, you're like, cool, I'm not waiting for her to do anything, to make a move, I can't find her, she obviously can't find me, maybe it wasn't meant to be, but that's not what he wants, he wants to be with her, and so there's another side of it, where he goes in the second verse, where he talks about another possibility, where they do end up staying around each other, and end up going home together, waking up together, and all that stuff, even going to the next party together. I think it's really cool. Yeah, so I love that one. Heartbreak on the Dance Floor, it's so nice. It just, with Francis, it's so nice. It has this weird, I feel like it's the first time that from Time all the way down to One More, you're in a hardcore disco dance kind of thing, and then you go, and I feel like Heartbreak breaks it down a bit to give you kind of a rest, and then you go into Rosner's intro, Alex Rosner, who has a thing called who's known for shaping the sound of New York, and he's very into disco kind of thing, and I don't really know too much about him other than the small pieces I was able to find. But yeah, you get a little break right there, and then it brings you right back in, but not too hard. It kind of gives you it feels like, to be very blunt, it feels like the ecstasy has hit. It has definitely hit. So now you're in chemicals, now you're kind of feeling that kind of ooh, I'm really feeling myself now, but I'm not dancing hardcore as I'm much now, but I'm more just really vibing now. And then you go into Impact with Robyn and Channel Tres, which is, shout out to him, because he is making his rounds. He was with Disclosure not so long ago with their album, Energy, and he killed it, and he's killing it in this too. He just sounds right in a lot of the songs. Robyn killed it too. I'm surprised that she's on this track. That's insane. How did S.G. Lewis get Robyn? That's insane. That's good. That's really cool. But it matches so perfectly. But you feel that, and then you go into All We Have with Lastlings. And this one is actually, you start to come down. Not come down entirely, but more kind of you dance it out, so now you're your body's tired a bit, but you're still vibing, you're still feeling it, and you're just oh, because it gets very trancey. That song, All We Have, is very trancey, and I feel I didn't start it because I didn't feel like it brought anything to me, but I feel like that's going to start growing on me too. The song's definitely going to grow on me. And then we finally get into Fall, which is the very, very last song in way less production, but it ends so it just feels like you fell gently onto a fluffy pillow to end the whole album with. And it's just so organized. Get you to dance hardcore with the half of it, get your dance out, then go into your vibing situation where you're exhausted, you're a little tired, but you're still feeling it, and then you're actually finishing off the night, and so it ends you with a nice little relaxed. And I think this is perfect, and not that, well, I will be honest, having Molly and ecstasy in that kind of direction, you definitely kind of have that ending where it's just okay, time to sleep. And I feel like that's exactly what it feels like that's where he was going with this whole direction. Probably not Molly in general, but more the feeling of that kind of dancing hard, going to feel the vibe, and then kind of relaxing out as the night ends kind of thing. I really love it. With that, he also had some help with Total Enormous God, it's so long. Totally Enormous Oh my god, I can't talk today. Anyway, he had help from Totally Enormous, Extinct Dinosaurs, who helped with the production, and does a great job too. Just a really good album. This album's really, really nice. I give it a 9 out of 10. Because I really want, because of Back to Earth and All We Have is definitely going to grow on me, but I didn't start it entirely. But everything else is amazing. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. If you liked it, let me know what was your favorite songs too. And also, if you like this video, hit like and subscribe button and notification bell so you get more of my videos. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.